before get started with his work. So, hey Maurice, how are you doing today?
Sleepy, but
Hi. So, like, here's the thing about Maurice, and I'm going to share your podium with you just for a second. I went to a community event a couple of weeks ago, and I go to a lot of community events, and our theme here is community, right? And I was feeling down, and I was feeling tired, and I was crying a lot. And Maurice had words that lifted me up and made me feel proud to be who I was again. And it touched my heart so much because it made me feel important, like as a black person and as a black woman of color, to know how much we go through in this world to just exist and to survive. And it was beautiful. And I thank you for that because it lets me know that every day that I am on this earth, it is a blessing, and that I should never let anyone tell me that I am not important and that I am not doing something, because me simply existing is radical and is beautiful, and you relayed that message. And I wanted to say thank you.
thank you.
You're welcome. So I wanted to introduce Maurice. And Maurice, like when he introduces himself, and Maurice also uses they, them pronouns as well, introduces themselves unapologetically to the world as black, fat, queer, and femme, which I appreciate you acknowledging who you are and embracing who you are and being like fucking proud of who you are and standing up for that like every day. So Maurice, I just wanted to take the time to talk to you a little bit about just one question about authenticity and how you manage to just embrace that before you start.
Um, so so thank you for that lovely introduction. As far as like authenticity, I think when people say that, I don't know. I feel like, as you said, I normally just introduce myself as fat, black, queer, and femme, and it's because those are the things that are readily apparent about me and they impact me the most. And there's I could either be ashamed of it and I could hide, or I could say, fuck it, I'm gonna like live my life. And it doesn't mean I accept everything that comes my way, but like I live my life because I don't know any other way to be. And there's something kind of freeing in that. There's something for me kind of freeing in the fact that I can't remask that my voice sounds the way it does. I can't be like straight acting. I can't pass or anything. The most place where I guess I would say I pass is like I don't necessarily present as the way people think non-binary people should always present. So I do have that privilege, and that's where I do have to tell people like, well, my gender is kind of like not figured out, but everything else like it's there, and so I have no choice but to just be myself unless I'm just gonna be ashamed of who I am. And I spent way too long in my life feeling ashamed because of who I am. So I refuse to do that now.
Thank you for being here and thank you for being you. I'm going to get out of your way and let you share your gifts with us. So, everybody, welcome Maurice to our telethon.
Yes, thank you for having me. So this is a little different. I'm not used to reading anything at like 10 in the morning. And I might not look at the camera a whole bunch. If I don't, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna be reading basically two, maybe three pieces. The first piece is entitled "A Girl Like Me," and it's basically tackling what someone like me, a fat black queer femme person, has to deal with when it comes to men, two different kinds of men. And the second piece is about Botham Jean's murder. That's the one that actually Lady Ashley heard. Um, and it's me relaying what happened in that situation, and then like hearing about the trial, and then just all the thoughts I, as a black fat queer person, had. And if I get to the last piece, is like extremely short, and it's just kind of like a feel good little mantra. I think the only other things that need to be known is in the second piece, I do refer to someone named Eve, someone named Elle. They're my two nieces, and Winston's my brother. Alex is my brother. I think y'all need to know that. And I know this is family friendly. Most of my pieces deal with sexuality and just what I, as a black person, go through. So these pieces do touch on sex and they do touch on death. So the first one: a girl like me does not get picked up, does not get doted on. A girl like me never gets to be anyone's IG page lovingly displayed. There are no photos on mine of me and him. There never will be. A girl like me, she will have his picture in her phone as a reminder of the 147 minutes in October when she was happy and he wanted her. A girl like me will buy tickets in November for a date with him in December. Will tell family, no, not that weekend, I'm busy, so that she can see him only to be texted the next week before that he can't make it to see her on the day planned. He will say that him letting her down is giving him anxiety, but let her down he will, and a girl like me will be expected to find a way to say it's okay. She will be expected to be used to the fall. A girl like me hates girls like me because she should be used to it by now, but she still foolishly thinks that maybe this time will be different, and it never is. And so she cries, and a girl like me hates to see her cry. A girl like me will be called at 2 in the morning by niggas half alive asking, what you doing? And they will fully expect you not to say, sleep, nigga, but instead say, waiting for you. A girl like me will on Saturday morning receive a message saying, you up, ho? And she will say, yes. And he will tell her how she is not quite trans, but close enough. And that she is, in fact, ugly, but it is okay because she can still drain him. A girl like me will be asked if she swallows, if she will let him spit on her, will be told that what he wants to do is dominate her and degrade her. And when he is asked if she thinks and when he is asked if he thinks she should be grateful for his interest, a girl like me is told yes, because she looks like a girl like me. A girl like me, hurt by a man in October, may wonder if Saturday's would-be lover is right. She may invite him to her place just so she is not alone for a moment, and he will come. And when he is done with a girl like me, he, scared of her, scared of what she was able to do, convinced that witchcraft must have caused him to come over and stay the night, he just might do what they always do to girls like me. A girl like me wonders how girls like me survive in a world filled with men like these. She does, because she must. And then this is the one about Botham Jean. A white woman is a cop. A white woman shoots a black man. She shoots him because she thought he was in her apartment. She thought he was in her apartment because she parked on the wrong floor, fourth instead of third. She parked on the fourth floor because she was distracted after a 13-and-a-half-hour shift. She was distracted by text. She was texting a fellow police officer. She was texting a police officer that she was super horny today. She was sending him Snapchats asking if he wanted to touch. He sent her photos. She was distracted. A white woman police officer parked on the wrong garage floor, went to the wrong apartment, and shot a black man because she was distracted by text because she was super horny and waiting to see if a fellow officer wanted to touch her. A white woman shot a black man and texted a fellow police officer, I need you, hurry, I fucked up. Botham Jean is dead. Botham Jean is in his apartment. Botham Jean is on his sofa. Botham Jean is holding a bowl of vanilla ice cream. Botham Jean sits on his sofa eating ice cream when he sees a strange white woman enter his apartment. Botham Jean was murdered. 19, 18, 17, 16 months, 15 months, 14 months, 13 months left, 12 months left, 11 months left, 10 months left in, 9 months left in, 8 months left in, 7 months left in this, 6 months left in this, 5 months left in this, 4 months left in this, 3 months left in this, 2 months left in this, no months left in this decade, and a black boy who liked vanilla ice cream with cookie crumbles is still no longer here. No, 3 months left in this decade, and the white woman is on trial for killing a black man eating ice cream in his own apartment. Her defense: she thought his apartment was her own, meaning she thought his furniture was hers. She thought his light was hers. She thought his smell was her smell. She thought his vanilla ice cream with crumbled cookies on top was hers. And because she thought she was in her home, then the castle doctrine should apply. The castle doctrine says that the use of deadly force is legal when one is protecting oneself from an intruder in their own home. In other words, what her team is arguing is that all a white person, needs to do to be excused for killing another person, a black person, is for them to think, to claim, to believe, despite all evidence to the contrary, despite a difference in floor, a difference in furniture, a difference in smell, a difference in view, that they just merely need to think that they are standing in a place they own. See Plymouth. See Jamestown, see the Caribbean, see Mexico, see New York, New Jersey, New Hampshire, New England, see the New World. They just need to believe they are in danger, that the body, no matter what it is doing, is a threat. Mike Brown, hands up. Trayvon Martin walking. Renisha McBride seeking help. Tamir Rice playing. Sandra Bland driving. Atiana Jefferson, a welfare check. Amber Geiger is convicted. She cries. A white woman cries and a black woman smooths her hair. A white woman is convicted of killing his brother and a black boy hugs her. Body ain't even got comfortable on the grave yet. Mama ain't even changed over the flowers, and he hugging the blonde lady who done took his mama's baby away, forgiving her. The judge sentences her to 10 years, and she comes down and holds her as she weeps, as she cries over the punishment for what she has done. The judge, a black woman, holds her, and I hear all of the lynch scream. Do you hear it? And I sighed. I have seen this scene before. A white woman again cries in the arms of a black woman, a woman with no name of any consequence other than America, and seeks comfort and forgiveness and gets it, wet and salty and bloody, her tears wetting the rag that is handed to black hands, to white pale hands, clean and render them white and smooth again. And the black woman with no name other than some old one ain't nobody ever been called, cups the white child's face and says, you is kind, you is smart, you is important, I loves you. And Eve, it is a lie. Elle, she would not hug that white child if she weren't paid. I know she would not take the money if she had another option. Alex, I know that when she comes home, she's tired, but she still takes beans off the stove and serves them with rice in a bowl to her Boo Bears, cornbread on the side. Even though she is tired, even though it hurts to wrap her arms around anything now, but wrap them around her little black boy, she will, Winston. We know this woman who they never see and who they will never know. We know she has a name: Sarah, Saffronia, Sweet, Peaches, Sissy, Sister, Grandma, Auntie, Mama. Mama will sit in a courtroom and listen as a white woman tries to claim that she was scared of her black boy, her baby. She will remember how when I was little, grown folks would look at me and see my mouth and want to kiss. But she would never let them. The only kisses she would allow would be from Daddy and her on my forehead and cheek, because I was their beautiful black dream. Daddy will sit in a courtroom and listen as a man in blue describes his son as a monster, as something that just would not stop coming toward him, that he was just so scared. He'd remember how when his boy was little, he placed his palms under his boy's wet chest. Two big palms held a whole being. And he'd remember when he told his boy, "Move your arms and kick your legs. Don't worry. I got you. I got you. I ain't gonna let nothing happen to you." And he'd remember how his boy believed him completely and took his first swim. Brother, little, and baby will sit in a courtroom and hear how their older said something smart to the officer, how he moved too quickly towards the glove compartment, and how the officer just knew he had something that would make an awful lot of noise. They will listen and all the while remember how during thunderstorms I would run into their bedroom and lay down on the floor between them, terrified, scared of the crack and the boom of the rapture coming to take my faggot ass away. They'd remember how I would lay down and fall asleep, the only thing making me feel safe being there between them. They would remember that I did this until I was 18. I know this woman will hear a verdict saying that he was right to feel afraid, and I know beside her, sitting there, holding her hand, is Ma Till and every black mother of every black pretty being who ever did swing from a tree. I know this man will hear a verdict saying that the jury would also be scared of that buck, and behind him would be every father of every black pretty being left to bleed in the streets, burn in a field, or drown at sea, strange fruits all. And little and baby brothers, scared that they will soon join their older, will not hug, will not absolve, will not perform the lie, the dance. And you know this lie and dance. Every time a white person looks at a black person, they're looking for forgiveness. 3 months are left in this decade, and I lay on my bed, my legs slick from coconut oil, my hair soft from 3 different moisturizers. My apartment smells like cloves. Titania curls up beside me as I finish the last bit of dairy free chocolate chip cookie dough. I smile, walk to the kitchen, and place the spoon in the sink and toss the empty container in the trash. Walk back to the bedroom, crawl in bed, close my eyes, and ready myself to do it tomorrow all again. Finishing a bowl of ice cream in my apartment should not be an accomplishment, but 3 months are left in this decade, and it is. And then the last little thing, um, it's just something I wrote to make myself feel better. I'm not a stream, not a river, not a pond, nor a lake. I'm the ocean, the middle, the Atlantic. I hold hopes and dreams and promises. I got bodies in me deep, families, and we all just looking up trying to find the moon to move us east toward shore. Thank you.
Thank you, Maurice. I can't stress enough the importance of acknowledging all voices that are in our community and uplifting all voices that are in our community. And MTUG has given so many people the opportunity to do that. And that is one of the reasons why I wanted Maurice to be here today, and so people could hear his voice and hear what he has to say. MTUG is a special organization because they're in a space within their power and visibility to give back to a community that manifests anti-racist work and helps to dismantle white supremacy by centering Black and people of color to lead initiatives. It's important, and I just want to reinforce that the money that's raised, 10% of that is going back to those initiatives to QTPOC in the community, and MTUG is doing its part to lift the voices of Black and brown people of color, and I'm forever grateful for that. I know we have another interview coming up right now. It's going to be a really great one. So I'm going to go ahead and after that amazing, amazing reading, toss it back over to Sayer.